You might be asking yourself, who are the world's wealthiest leaders? And how much money do they have at their disposal? Well, in today's video, we'll look at the world's wealthiest leaders and answer questions like how they made their fortune and what they spent it on. Without wasting any more time, let's get started. Number 5. Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un, North Korea's supreme leader, is no stranger to claims of tremendous power, and accusations of immense wealth are no different, given that he is virtually the only person in the country with significant ownership rights. For a long time, and even now, the whole scope of his vast wealth was unknown. According to investigations conducted by the United States and South Korea in 2014, a total of approximately $5 billion was discovered. How those assets were divided is also typical of North Korea. The supreme leader's family controls banks, businesses, and everything else in the country. Their profits are stashed in over 200 banks across the globe, including Austria, Luxembourg, Russia, and Switzerland. But what is Kim Jong's spending pattern? Kim is a sucker for high-end brands and goods. His car collection reflects this. Despite the United States and United Nations stringent sanctions, Kim Jong-un has managed to get several ultra-luxury automobiles, that is the likes of Maybach S62 and S600. Aside from these two, he has a fleet of Mercedes G-Wagons, a few Rolls-Royces, and a few customized Land Rovers. Essentially, these are ultra-luxurious cars that can be chauffeured around. He also owns several luxury yachts, the most notable of which is the Princess, which is based in the United Kingdom. He is also known for bestowing precious gifts to persons whom he admires. This includes rare bourbon, high-end watches, and high-end fashion items such as fur coats and jewelry. So far, he has spent over $4 billion on his generals in the last 7 years. In terms of Kim Jong's plans, he has stated that the country's struggling economy will be a national priority this year as the country faces a big life and death struggle. Number 4. Mohammed VI. He is the current monarch of Morocco who gained the throne after his father's death in 1999 and has since controlled the massive amount of oil in the oil-rich country by holding a 35% share in National Invest's SNI. This company owns stakes in various smaller businesses ranging from the country's largest bank to sugar and dairy farms. Forbes estimates that the controversial leader is worth about $5 billion. So, what does he do with all that cash? To give you a sense of how he spends that money, according to Forbes, his personal palace's daily budget is estimated to be over $960,000 per day, and the worst thing is that the Moroccan state pays for its part of a fund with a $2.5 billion annual budget. According to a breakdown of the palace budget that has infuriated his poor fellow citizens, the monarch spends $8.8 million per month on employee wages, 97,000 euros on car repairs, and nearly 53,000 euros on animal feed. That is what it means to live like a king. In 2016, King Mohammed VI of Morocco presented President Barack Obama with a superb collection of gifts worth more than $100,000, including a diamond bracelet, silver earrings, and a watch. 2 years later, it was discovered that they were comparatively modest in the eyes of the king. In 2018, the monarch was spotted wearing a $1.2 million timepiece from watchmaker Patek Philippe, and it wasn't even the costliest watch in his collection. About the country's future. Mohammed VI aims to make Morocco a significant player in the future of Africa. He said that the Maghreb's youth require an open environment for engagement and exchange. In contrast, the business sector requires favorable development conditions. He asserted that Morocco must be a successful partner to its European and sub-Saharan African partners. Number 3. Hassanal Bolkiah. He has frequently been referred to as the world's wealthiest monarch, and while he misses the mark, that does not diminish his status as a financial titan. The Sultan owns Brunei's oil riches, and the country has a limited population and a remarkable public life. According to Forbes, Sultan Bolkiah has acquired a net worth of $20 billion. While that number hasn't risen considerably due to terrible policy, things appear to be improving as Brunei diversifies its economy. The Sultan's spending habits are one item that hasn't been going smoothly. To give you an idea of the kind of life we're talking about, in 2010, the king allegedly bought 48 handbags and 24 duck umbrellas from the letterer Capri boutique in New York for no apparent reason. Another pointless purchase, the Sultan is infamous for is the vast number of cars he owns. Brunei's Sultan amassed the world's most extensive collection of rare automobiles, including a gold-plated Rolls-Royce. According to research by Hot Vehicles, the 29th Sultan of Brunei has roughly 7,000 cars with a combined value of more than $5 billion. Hassanal Bolkiah's automobile collection includes 500 Rolls-Royces and 300 Ferraris. It would take nearly 2 decades for the Sultan to go through his collection if he drove a new automobile every day. And that's not all. He also owns many private jets equipped with premium amenities. He is a Boeing 747-400, a Boeing 767-200, and an Airbus A340-200 in his fleet. The Boeing 747-400 jet is gold-plated and features numerous amenities, including a living area and a bedroom. Number 2. Maha Vajiralongkorn. Maha Vajiralongkorn is the wealthiest king on the planet. He is the world's most affluent monarch and second wealthiest leader. He has long been regarded as a billionaire playboy, but his actual net worth remains a mystery. His last act as King of Thailand, his coronation, is the most unmistakable evidence of his lavish spending. The 3-day event, which took place from May 4th to 6th, 2019, cost the Thai government $31 million. Maha's net worth is reported to be between $34 and $45 billion, not adding the precious resources he allegedly does not personally own, but is nevertheless under his control as king. The Crown Property Bureau, for example, is an entity that owns and maintains all of the Crown's properties. The man disbanded the committee and brought it under his control, potentially adding $70 billion to his already massive fortune. The king also has a 23% share in Siam Commercial Bank, one of Thailand's biggest lenders, and a 33% investment in Siam Cement Group, Thailand's largest industrial conglomerate. But what does he do with his fortune? When he's not dissolving central national committees, Thailand's sovereign likes to spend his time in a hotel in Germany's Bavarian Alps named Grand Hotel Sonnenberg. In addition, the man owns 4 Boeing commercial jets, 3 Sukhoi super jets, and 4 Northrop fighter fighters. Then there are the automobiles, which the monarch seemed to prefer, owning a $200,000 Rolls-Royce Phantom, as well as a $1 million 1964 Rolls-Royce Silver Cloud 3 and a $1.1 million Rolls-Royce Phantom 4. He also has a list of properties and extravagances that could go on, proving that King Rama X is the world's richest king. Number 1. Vladimir Putin. Finally, we have the world's most affluent national leader. Vladimir Putin is the man, the myth, and the legend. Since Stalin and Lenin, this man has been Russia's most powerful man. Vladimir Putin is, without a doubt, the most powerful man on the planet. You know you're doing something well when you're supposedly a more considerable decisive influence in American politics than many Americans. Another thing Putin does well is money. Once again, we see in the signature pseudo-dictator that Putin's assets are a bit of a mystery. So, how much does Putin make and how much is his net worth considered? According to the Kremlin, Putin is paid a salary of $140,000 yearly. His publicly stated assets include an 800-square-foot apartment, a trailer, and 3 cars. However, some experts believe he could be the world's wealthiest man, with assets worth up to $200 billion. And now you might be wondering, what is his spending pattern? Well, Putin is frequently photographed wearing expensive high-end timepieces that cost several times his alleged annual income. He has been wearing a $60,000 Patek Philippe perpetual calendar watch, a $500,000 Aigat Lange and Sewn tabograph, and other high-end timepieces. He is said to own a magnificent 190,000-square-foot home perched atop a cliff overlooking the Black Sea. This beachfront property is said to be the country's largest private residence, and it serves as his castle, affectionately known as Putin's country cottage. Aside from the Black Sea mansion, Putin is said to own 58 planes and helicopters, including a $716 million plane called the Flying Kremlin with a gold-plated toilet. So, there you have it, guys. Which of the above leaders do you think will stay on the rich list for the foreseeable future? Or will their crazy spending catch up to them in the long term? I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't mind trying their lifestyle on for size for a day or two. We can always dream, can't we? Anyways, if you like this video, check out the videos on screen for more lavish spending. See you there.